Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dawn and today I am here with a quick craft with me video. I'm going to make some book page belly bands and I'll show you and kind of talk about other ways you could use them if you don't want them as a belly band. So I have book pages. I took them out of the book and I trimmed off the side of the page that had like the glue remnants on it. And then what I'm gonna do with these is I'm gonna fold one side a little bit past the middle. So that's about where I folded it. What are we looking at? What are we focusing on? And then I'm gonna fold the other side to slightly overlap that side so that we have this. I don't know what my camera's focusing on today. And then what I'm going to do is grab my glue stick. You could use any kind of glue you want. And I'm gonna glue, making sure that I get all the edges. I'm gonna glue this piece down all the way. And then I'm gonna glue this side down, again, making sure you get all the edges, especially. And then fold that so it's glued down. So here then is what we will be working with. And then I have a couple of piles here. I have these little colorful offcuts from trimming papers for journals. I have some brown paper, packaging paper here. I have some dyed paper scraps, and I have a couple of scrapbook paper scraps. So I'm gonna grab something from this pile, I'm gonna grab something from this pile, and I'm gonna embellish with a sticker, and that's all we're doing. It's gonna be a very simple project, but you'll see it looks really cute at the end. So I'm going to decide where I want to place this, line it up along one side of the book page. Then I'm going to choose a colored strip and line that up along the other side of the page. Then we just sort of have a little bit of a collage base, and you're using the book page as your base as well. And if you know what height you need them to be, and you can trim off the white from the top or bottom. If you use a bigger book page or even like a piece of magazine, you could trim the extra white off the top if you want. Then I'm going to grab sort of a longer, bigger flower sticker, and the reason I'm getting a bigger one is mainly because most of what I use the flower stickers for, the tall ones don't work. Then I'm going to decide where I want the flower sticker, and I'm just going to put it on. This is going to be a belly band on a page, so the page may already have a pattern. It may, whoever like owns the journal may add to it. And I do have my bone folder, so I'm going to use that to get this sticker down really well, make sure it's nice and flat. And I'm just using these like plastic flower stickers. And there's my belly band. And then I have my purple journals here under something heavy. And then you can see I could put it into my journal. And this one is, get that on the screen, is not quite tall enough for this page, but it would work if I trimmed it down for this page, or it could work if you attached it to the corner. It could work as a little tuck pocket. And I know that these journals, because I made them, not all the pages are the same height, so there are pages where this would work. But also, I personally believe that your belly bands do not have to go all the way to the edge. So if you just attached it here and here, that would still be a belly band. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Another use for these is you could decorate both sides. So you could decorate this other side, and then you could have a bookmark. And that's a project that I'm going to be doing at a local like art festival. Is actually, I'm going to be doing like a little make and take with collage bookmarks. So there's that. So I'm going to pause and fold and glue all of these. Well, I'll walk through another one. So this is another thing, is this says the rescue and it says the secret of the old clock. If I want the rescue, I just have to make sure that, like, if you care about what's written on it, just pay a little bit of attention and make sure that the side that you want is the side you're folding away from. I don't know if that made sense. Just make sure, if you care about what your page says and you want a certain side showing, make sure that you pay attention to how you're folding your paper so that you don't, so that the side you want to show is out. All right, so I'm going to make 20 of these, hopefully. And I'm going to try to keep the video under 30 minutes, both because of phone storage space and because it is a half day of school, so my son is coming home very soon. I don't think it's fair to call it a half day of school when he gets home. His bus comes back at like 12:50 or 10:50, which is a little bit crazy to me, because I don't feel like that's a half a day. I feel like he's coming home before noon. He's coming home before 11. I'm not getting anything done. So anyway, that's my story. But I do record ahead, so by the time you're watching this video, it'll be hopefully normal school day again. So I'm gonna put this cute little blue one here. I did grab the blue and purple flower bin. Usually I would mix it up with a bunch of different colors, but today I grabbed my blue and purple because I'm doing a purple floral journal collection. So of course I had to grab the blues and the purples. I get a lot of these stickers and they come in a lot of different things. And so when I grab these stickers, I have a little cabinet, but I have these little drawers. This is just a drawer that I pulled out, and I'll just sort them loosely by color. So if I get a pack of blue ones and I'm trying to stay on top of things and I actually manage to put stuff away, I will just dump the blue into the purple and blue drawer. And then I have like red and orange and yellow and, you know. So that's how I attempt to keep my stickers organized. All right, so I put 2 smaller flowers on this one this time, and I really like the way that looks. So you can see we can mix up the colors of scraps, and even using the same pattern of where to put things, we have 2 completely different belly bands. So I'm gonna pause and fold and glue all of these so you don't have to watch me do that. Okay, so I folded and glued quite a few of them. I don't know how many because I am having to be conscious of the time due to needing to get my son from school, but we'll see how many we can make in the next few minutes. So the point of this project is to prove that they're quick, so let's be quick, I guess. I just enjoy doing these little projects, especially when I'm making a collection, and I'm hoping that you see this and you're like, oh, I can do that, that looks easy, and that you go and make some. So if you do end up making some, please feel free to share that with me. I'm pretty heavily on Instagram, so you can always tag me on Instagram. I haven't decided if I want to open up my community on YouTube, which is where like anybody can post to my community. Haven't decided if I want to do that yet, but if you'd be interested in that, let me know, because if there's some interest, then I might do it. I'm also not sure if you have to have like a certain number of followers or something to open that up, so I haven't really looked into it. But if you do something on Instagram, you can tag me and I will see it, and then I will share it or put it in my story. So I'd love to see that if you're on Instagram. I've found that I've had to be kind of heavily involved with Instagram in order to promote my local events. That seems to just be a good way to get the word out locally, which I guess, you know, probably isn't true for everyone, but around where I live, everybody seems to be pretty heavily involved on Instagram, and there's a lot of local community and stuff, so I've gotten a lot more active on there, and it's working because I'm having people show up to my events and stuff. But yeah, I was kind of surprised at how sorry, these stickers are hard to peel, and I find I can't talk while trying to peel them. Alright, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I just was kind of surprised at how heavily into Instagram this like local community was, and how easy it was to get the word out about stuff I was doing when I started sharing that on Instagram. So that's been kind of fun, actually. Alright, I think I'm going to leave the one there because it's a taller one. I like that. That's really cute. So you could do these on a belly band that you already had in your journal. If you have like a more plain belly band in your journal, you could do them on a skinny page or the side of like the edge of a page if you maybe have a picture and you want to do a little something. The reason that I fold over the book pages is to reinforce them. I found that folding them like this gives them a little extra reinforcement, and this is really sticky. And I like that extra little oomph. I'm gonna try to get this blue flower, this big, beautiful blue flower. So yeah, I think you could do this with any kind of page. I think you could use book pages. I think you could use, if you used a dictionary or something thinner like a dictionary, you might want to double up your pages or reinforce it again in some other way. But for a normal book page, this works out really well, I think. So basically I just have 3 different piles and I grab one from each in a way that looks good to me. And it's a great way to sort of mass make, and for all these pieces, I just reached into my scrap drawers and pulled out the pieces. So it's not something you really have to prep for if you're just doing it as a creative session. And I think that that's a little bit freeing, to just grab 2 small scraps or rip up a scrap you have and make a little belly band. And if you don't have an overabundance of book pages, they're pretty easy to get your hands on in this community. I personally produce enough journals using old books that I sell them in packs on my Etsy because I have so many. And I sell them in a way that's like, in my opinion at least, it's not very profitable for me to sell them. I'm not really making money off of it, but I'm getting them to people that hopefully are able to use them. Because if I held on to them all, I have so many book pages. If I tried to keep them all and use them all, I would end up discarding quite a few of them because I just don't have the ability to go through that many book pages, no matter how many projects I do. So if you're interested in looking for book pages, I just sell packs of random pages on my Etsy. And if you have plenty of them, try out this project with the ones you have. And that's kind of how I go through my different materials, is I'm like, what do I have? What am I drowning in? And what can I do with it to turn it into something pretty? And that's how I ended up with these. And again, you could do this as a bookmark. You could do it as a belly band. If I was going to do it as a bookmark, I would just decorate both sides. And that's the only difference. For these, since you're not going to see the other side, I'm not going to go through the time to decorate the other side. But you could easily use your scraps to cover up those seams, and you would never really know. Well, you would know because you made it, but no one else would know that there was a seam there, and so it wouldn't matter as much. If you're using a bigger book page, you could also trim off this white part on the margin of the page so that it, you know, if it was wider or you were looking for a skinnier end result. I do like to have the folded over pieces in the back overlap, and again, I think that's just because it reinforces the thinner book page. So you could do any amount of variety on these projects, and if you do, please tag me so I can see what you did, because I love knowing that I inspired someone, or that somebody, you know, took my idea and did something better or cooler, or, you know, whatever. So I would love to see if you decide to do something with these, with this idea. I'd love to hear about it. You can also always reach out to me on Patreon. You can, I don't think you even have to, I mean, you can be a free member, so I don't know why you would, but I don't think you even have to be following me to message me. I'm not sure, but you can always join as a free member, and then you can definitely send me a message if you ever want to show me if you're inspired by something or want to show off what you've been creating. I'd love to see it. And then if I open up my community on YouTube, you can share there. Or you can just leave me a comment and say, you know, I did these and they were fun. You don't even have to send me a picture. I would still love to hear that. Because that's kind of like the whole goal here, is to inspire others to have fun and do something creative, and maybe something that they wouldn't have thought of by themselves. These stickers. I hosted a in-person collage event, and I think I spent significantly more time than I anticipated walking around and peeling plastic stickers for other people. And I thought that was really funny, how much time I spent helping people peel their stickers. Because they were, like, I was hosting, so I wasn't really doing a lot of collage myself. So everybody else had like sticky glue fingers and stuff, and I did not have glue all over my hands for once. And so I ended up helping everybody peel all their stickers, because these things can be frustrating, to say the least. I've seen quite a few videos of other junk journal YouTubers like getting packs that have these plastic back stickers in them and not being able to peel them, and being like, maybe they aren't stickers. And I don't know, that always cracks me up, because I know one of these days it's gonna happen to me where I'm not gonna know it's a sticker, and I'm just gonna try to glue down the backing. And so it tickles me. All right, let's see how many we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. I think we'll stop there. I'll be making more, but like I said, I have things to do. I have children. So here's the 10 that I have made. And they're all a little bit different. Let's see if I turn this, I can fit more. One more over here. And then these two. So there's 8. Put this one here. See, I can't fit them all on screen. There's 9 and there's 10. And as you can see, they're all different, but if you were watching, I followed the same formula every time and they turned out amazing. And then for attaching them to the page, I either will do the like tape roller, double-sided sticky tape, or a stapler. Depends on the page and my mood. So they're pretty easy to attach. And again, if you wanted to do a bookmark, you would just make it double-sided and then you have a little decorative bookmark. So I think that would be a really cute project. I hope you found this inspirational. I hope you go and make some of your own. If you need book pages, check out my shop. And if you have an abundance of book pages, I hope this helps you get through some of them. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I hope you do something creative. Goodbye, everyone.